cowboy, yo, send me this sign. Goddamn, in the club, man, we going ham. We got a bottle of beers and all the pretty ladies, they dancing all over the stand. She got the lashes spinning and twirling around in a circle like it was a fan.
You're locked in with Atlanta's hottest hip hop station, The Hype 87.3.
That's right. It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live right here in ATL on The Hype 87.3. And today, we've got Rockstar Randy, Diesel Don. What is going on, fellas? How y'all doing today?
Good, man. Everything good. Bless.
Y'all came in here looking sharp.
Appreciate it.
Not sharp. You sharp. Y'all sharp. Listen, y'all, I love the vibe, the cowboy vibes.
Yeah,
I'm digging it.
yeah.
Has that always been a thing for you guys?
Yeah, well, I'll say this, coming from down south, you know, I got neighbors and stuff that kind of dress country anyway.
Yeah.
Just being down south is a natural thing. But, you know, here lately, you know, all this trail ride music and this country vibe has been going on down south. It's like almost like a revolution or something going on down here. So I've just tapped into it, and, you know, he's doing the same thing. And so this is kind of where we are with it, just riding the wave.
With that, like, you know, I've been doing the rap, so this country thing kind of new to me, but I really tapped into it, and it's really been good for real. Like, I'm enjoying it.
I love it. Listen, it looks very natural for both of you guys. It don't look gimmicky. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some people try to do certain things and it kind of comes off gimmicky. Like, it looks like you guys were born to wear them hats.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So I know you've been doing music for 10 plus years, for a decade. How about you, Randy?
Well, I've been doing music probably since I was in middle school. I, you know, start making beats, mess around with Fruity Loops a little bit and some other recording platforms. Yeah. So I've been, you know, more so on the production side of things since I was a kid.
Got you.
Literally probably like 6th grade, I started messing around with Fruity Loops and
that's hard.
Making productions and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been doing it for a while. So
super dope.
Over 20 something years. So.
Okay, he's not telling y'all his age. Okay, you young, both of y'all young. I know I'm both y'all elders. I know for sure. How would you describe like your musical identity to people who have not heard you yet? Because I know you do various types of sounds.
Yeah. With me, like my favorite rappers was like coming up was Gucci Mane, Future, and I listen to Dobie a lot. So when you hear my music, you'll probably hear them like I'm influenced by them.
Yes.
So with that a lot, yep.
That is super, super dope, man. Definitely. So you don't come for me if I say this wrong. So I'm going to attempt to say.
Okay.
Is it Eufaula?
Eufaula, yeah.
Did I say it right?
Yeah, you got it right. Eufaula, you got it right.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
Boy,
Alabama.
I promise. I was like, I didn't even want to look it up because I was like, I want to try to figure out. That's how you say it. So Eufaula out. You both are from there.
We're from the same hometown. Yeah.
Has coming from Eufaula, Alabama, influenced your sound any way, shape, or form?
I would say so. Me personally, I grew up in church. I'm Southern Baptist dirt road like church. So I grew up around music, and that's kind of where I got my musical background from. It's just playing keyboard in church and drums, you know, and just listening to a Southern. I don't know if people notice or not, but the way that we sing in church in the South, it's a little bit different.
I agree.
It's a different sound, and so that's kind of where I get my musical background.
So did you ever work on the gospel side of music, or has it always been secular for you since you've been an artist?
Well, yes, I've been a church musician for about 15 years.
Okay.
So I've always played keyboard in church. I you know, church kid, you know. So it was gospel first. I did a couple little gospel songs here and there, you know, just messing around recording, but nothing serious though.
Got you.
And I just used what I know from playing piano and guitar and stuff like that to, you know, transfer into my music production. So
dope. What about you? Was you in the church coming up too?
I was in the church, but it didn't influence my music like that. You know, I just kind of just grew up and listened to it. I fell in love with it, and I just kept going with it for real. Like, that's really where it started with me.
Have you tapped into line dancing? It's super popular right now.
You know what? It really is. It's really popular right now, and like the song that we got now is really like it really go with that line dancing and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really, especially down our way.
Yeah, because I remember back in the day. Gosh, long time ago, you know, and I'm 51 years old, right? So I'm talking 30 years ago when I was in the clubs, like the Detroit Shuffle and the Electric Slide, all that stuff was a form of line dancing, was very popular back then, you know, and Cupid Shuffle and all that. And it's like, fast forward, I love to see that line dancing is really, it's always been a thing. So I don't want to disrespect anybody and say ever went away. It didn't, but I feel like it's really making a big comeback, if that makes sense.
For sure,
It
especially
is.
down here.
I agree.
Have you guys thought about maybe creating your own line dance for your song?
We've been talking about it, man. We really been talking about it. Yeah.
But you know what's so crazy? It's like everything is kind of falling in line because we got a girl from our hometown. Shout out to Sharika Jernigan, right?
Yeah.
She has a YouTube channel called, if I'm saying this wrong, Sharika, forgive me, but I think it's like Sharika's Groovy Line Dance or something like that. And she has like millions of views on YouTube.
That's dope.
So she's like leading the way. So me and him got together when we did our song, and we were just thinking, hey, like we could reach out to Sharika.
Correct.
But our song is so new that we haven't really had the opportunity to reach out to her yet. But that's the plan. So we do plan on reaching out to her for some help as far as
come on, Sharika. No, absolutely. Getting with those influencers and having them dance to your song could really help blow it up because
for sure.
they've got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers for a reason because people like what they do.
Yeah.
And sometimes those natural, organic, ways of getting your song out there by having an influencer play it, man, boom, that could take you up to the next level.
Yeah, especially now.
Sure.
Definitely. So you are about to drop an album, correct? Okay, and you're working on your third mixtape in a year?
Yeah, in a year. This will be my third one. I'm finna drop my rap album called The Renaissance. I'll probably drop that next month. And I've been working on that. Like this be my third one, so I've really just been working hard for real, just grinding hard.
Okay, so what is keeping you so creative? Because each one you want to be probably a little different than the last one.
Exactly. With each mixtape I done something different. With this tape, I'm doing a lot of samples, a lot of music with samples. So
can you give us one, is that under wraps until the project comes out?
I can actually play one today.
Well, no, tell us which sample you've used on one of them.
So the single that I'm dropping for that tape is called "Thummin'," and it come from the Lil Wayne song "Hustler Music."
Okay.
So once you hear it, all go together. So I'm sampling that song, but yeah.
Is it thumbing through money? Is that what?
Yep, thumbing through. And Lil Wayne had a song "Hustler Music." He talking about money, so all that still tie in together. Yeah.
That's hard, man. I'm here for it. Hey, let's thumb through some money. What about you? Any albums in the works right now?
No, I'm still fresh. I'm getting back into production. It's a funny story. I had a friend that I went to college with. He stayed below me, in the dorm that we stayed in.
Yeah.
And we used to record, and this was back 2009 or something like that. We used to record in college. And so when I moved to Atlanta, I've been here about 6 years now. So when I moved here, he came over and he was still doing music. And I'm like, man, I haven't been doing music. And so he just inspired me. I was like, man, that sounds real good. So I pulled my keyboard out and I hooked it up. I bought a DAW. I think I bought a Studio One DAW.
Yeah.
And I started making beats and stuff. And so I'm literally just now getting back into music production and everything. And it's literally it's like riding a bike. You just don't forget what you've learned in the past. And, and I guess there's kind of how me and him got connected. I made a track and I called him, hey Don, I got something, man. He listened to it. He was like,
let's do it.
So I'm like I said, I'm getting back into it, and I don't have any projects, but soon, hopefully, I'll be working on some new stuff in the near future. So yeah.
So when it comes to the production side, are you creating all genres of music?
Yes, all genres. I love gospel, country, R&B especially. And more on the R&B side, more so neo soul as well, and also rap, hip hop. I can do anything.
That's dope, man. You don't never want to box yourself in, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Don, what was it like making your first country song?
Man, I can't lie. He sent me the track like he said, and at first I was like, man, how am I gonna do this? And when for real, then when he sent me the beat,
I was the same way.
I was like, damn, all the words just started coming to me real fast.
Okay.
And then it just started flowing, and then we ended up making it, and then it was, man, it's been up ever since then. I can't lie, man.
It's been up ever since. Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of good feedback, and I didn't know it was gonna, it's been doing really good, man, real well. We got a trail ride that we performed at next weekend.
Okay, super dope.
So man, it's gonna be crazy. Shouts out to Hal Lewis, man.
Yeah, shout out to Hal.
It's his trail ride, so we're gonna turn up, man, perform that song.
Do you think that you approach creating country music versus hip hop a little differently?
with like this country that we're doing, I'm still like rapping. So he really doing the singing. So I think it would be different if I would be doing the singing.
Right. More of a Southern soul type sound. Right. I got you.
Yeah.
Is that how you would kind of, like, without boxing yourself in, but would you kind of categorize your sound as like that Southern soul sound that's popular right now?
I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to box myself in, but as of right now, me and Don just had this talk before we came here. He said, man, you think you want to stay in the Southern soul lane? And I'm like, bro, I think so. So it might be a thing to where I actually stay in that vein of Southern soul music. So
got you.
Yeah.
You sound good with it. You sound damn good with it.
How do you balance both genres without feeling like you have to pick one or the other, if that makes sense?
Man, it's kind of tough because I've been rapping for so long.
Right.
And this country is kind of new. But like this country is in right now, so I think I'm still gonna do the like rap side, but I can't lie, this country is really it's showing me like more than this rap. Like it's it's the difference between the two. So
sure.
I couldn't agree more, because I feel like, and this is no shade because I'm a hip hop lover, always have been, but I feel like there's a lot more opportunities in country than there is in the hip hop realm. Let's just be honest, these country singers, a lot of them are getting paid at the independent level to come do shows where, hip hop rap artists are not. They're paying to go, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So do you feel like this is going to be kind of the transition for you, or are you going to always stay hip hop?
I think I'm gonna always do rap and hip hop, but like you said, like this country is just opening up more opportunities, and there's more stuff going on with this country. So I mean, I may end up transitioning to this country, like for real, like because
make it more full time. You got a great producer over here that's gonna produce all the hits,
and especially down here, it's wide open. It's wide open, and like in this Georgia area, and moving over into Alabama, it is wide open.
Agreed.
And especially for what we're doing, we're kind of a fusion of country music and hip hop together.
Yep.
And you don't see a lot of that down here in this area. So
correct, because this area has been so saturated with just like rap and hip hop and trap music for so long that, like you said, it's wide open.
It is.
Definitely. Do you feel like balancing those genres? And I'll ask you this: do you feel like balancing them for you is, kind of like, okay, I don't have to pick one or the other. I can find that perfect balance between the two?
I think I can. And I was talking to Don about this again as well. I feel like I'm a better writer than anything, and I think you asked him this question earlier about is there a difference between hip hop and country. I find that country music, you're more so telling stories with country music.
Right.
And so I like to story tell.
Okay.
I like to who, what, when, where, why. You know what I'm saying? So as far as finding a balance with things, like I said, because I'm so new and coming back into music production and coming back on the scene, I think I'm gonna stay here for a while. I'm gonna sit on the country music, the country rock, country hip hop thing for a little while, and Southern soul. I'm gonna stay in that vein for a while, just because it is so wide open.
I love it,
and I feel like it don't really make any sense to do anything else because, especially up here in Atlanta, like you said, hip hop is becoming very, very diluted. Like there's so many people trying to do the same thing, but I just feel like we need to,
I was excited when I seen you was coming today. I was like, hallelujah, because it's like it'd be almost like a breath of fresh air. Again, it's no shade to my rappers, hip hop artists, because I've got so much love for them. That's who I've worked with over the last 14 years. But like you said, it's like it's refreshing. It's like a breath of fresh air when you hear something a little bit different.
That's like I was saying, when he came to me with the song like this, completely different. Like I'm still rapping, but it's still like different. Like it's a difference between the two.
Yeah.
What type of feedback have you been getting since you've delved into the country side of music?
You know what? To be honest, like I told you, I've been doing music for a while now.
Yeah.
I probably got the most feedback out of this country, like within all the music I've been doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
So that's why when you ask me about transitioning, like with that, I might go deeper with it because we've been getting a lot of positive feedback, man.
Oh yeah,
it been really like good
we almost hit 10,000.
That's what I'm talking about.
Amazing.
We just released the song like less than 2 weeks ago.
That's amazing.
And we already at like 10,000 views already. So,
it's because it's what people want to hear.
Yeah.
People are ready for a change. Maybe there's a few who are not, but that's okay. Leave them where they are.
Yeah.
But the people who want to get on board with the times and not get left behind, they're here to embrace this fresh new change and this fresh new sound, and I love it for you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
So if there's anybody out here who's maybe in one genre or the other and they want to potentially dive into another genre, any tips or advice that either one of you guys could offer them?
Don't think too much about it. Just, go with the flow. Go with what sounds good to you. Of course, it's gonna be something different. Just go with what sounds good to you and don't think too much about it. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Like I
Not
said,
overthink it.
Yeah. When he sent me that beat, I was like, how am I? I was like, but like you said, don't overthink it. Just go with it.
Yeah.
When he sent you that beat, did you kind of feel like it was almost like a creative risk for yourself, or did you just say, you know what, I'm going to make this happen?
Both.
A little bit of both.
It was absolutely both.
I would say, go ahead. I ain't mean to cut you off.
Like I told him, most of the time when I hear a good beat, the lyrics come automatically.
I got
and
you.
And as soon as I heard that beat, like the lyrics came to me like right then. Like
it spoke to you.
It spoke to
It
him.
grabbed your soul and said, come on.
Yeah, it did. It did. Yep.
It was what was meant for you. Listen, when God calls us to do something, we have to be obedient to that. And I feel like he called you to do this country.
Sure.
You could, like you said, you could still always, stay as a rapper and hip hop. But man, I feel like I could tell the energy projecting from both you guys. You love what you do.
Yep.
Definitely. What about you? What type of feedback you been getting since you've been diving in the country?
Great feedback. My family loves it.
Yeah.
They are all on board. All my friends, everybody's blowing my phone up. Hey man, this song is so hard, bro. You gotta keep going, man. So like, feedback is been crazy. I'm just glad that I got to work with Don. The way that all of this happened, it was so crazy because being from the same hometown, you always kind of tapped into the rappers and stuff in town.
Yeah.
And like when they post stuff, you're like, all right, I'm listening in and check out what they got going on. So I always knew that Don was just he was one of the more talented rappers in my hometown. And so as I'm making beats, I'm listening to Don. I was like, if I'm gonna work with somebody, it's gonna be
Gotta
Don.
be him, yeah.
I don't want to work with nobody else. Because he was so consistent. Like you got other rappers in my hometown. I got a cousin that raps as well, and I got other friends and stuff in my hometown that rap. But Don was the most consistent. And I think I had posted something online. Don reached out to me. I said, there it is.
Yep.
And so when he reached out to me, it's just been magic ever since. It's just meant to be. Yeah. And he reached out to me, and it's like, we never lost a step. It's crazy. But back to the feedback question. Feedback has been awesome. Like I said, we're almost at 10,000 views, and we haven't even had this song up for two full weeks yet, and we're doing awesome. So,
that is amazing. That's a blessing right there. It absolutely solidifies that you're doing the right thing.
Right. Yeah.
No question, hands down. You're almost done with launching your podcast. Let's talk about this because that's near and dear to me because I've been podcasting since 2011, a very, very long time before it was really called podcasting. Right now is a perfect time to dive into that. I feel like especially as an artist because it gives you another outlet to showcase your talent in different aspects. As much as you can, tell us about the podcast you're launching.
I'm starting a new podcast. I want to touch bases like with the sports, music, all the urban stuff, and like I said, I just want to give myself another avenue to express myself. Like you're doing right now. I want to have other artists come on, and just try to push my reach a little forward with that. So that's what I've been working on. Now I'm almost done with it though.
Especially out here in Atlanta, there's a bazillion artists. You'll never not have somebody.
Right, exactly.
Last month, I haven't calculated for June, but for May, I did 52 interviews. There's never a lack, and I probably could have did more than that, but it gets to a point where I got to kind of cut it off because I got to have time to do other stuff too. Man, you're going to do great with it. Congratulations. Is there a name for it yet? I'm
going with No Days Off. No
Okay.
Days Off podcast.
Super dope.
That's hard.
That's what it's all about because there is no days off.
you gotta keep working.
25/8 as they say, right?
Yeah.
What about you? Is that an interest for you, podcasting? You gonna be diving into his sometimes?
We talked about it. Don actually pitched the idea to me. He was the first one that kind of pitched it to me. Maybe I haven't really thought about it too much, but I think it would be. It's crazy because I actually graduated with a degree in communications.
Okay.
So
So what you waiting on?
I don't know. It's just something that I just never really thought about.
I feel like
it's a possibility.
Yeah.
I feel like if you started doing it with him, maybe like co-host with him from time to time, that you would fall in love with it. It's a great outlet to express yourself. So how do you feel like your podcast is going to help your fans understand more about you beyond the music?
They'll see a whole nother side of me. Like you'll get to see what type of person I am. You know, a lot of artists, they put out music and everything, but people don't get to really know like their personality, what type of person, you know. So I think that would, you know, help my fans out. Like, see, you know, he a good guy. He not only do he make good music, you know, good country music, but you know, he a good guy too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that would help me out in that way. So
I could not agree more because truly coming from a fan standpoint, because I'm a fan of a lot of artists, we want to feel like we almost know them, and we want them to be slightly vulnerable through whatever platform it is, whether it's music, podcasting, because we feel like, okay, I can relate to that person. Okay, he doesn't have an a-hole attitude. He's really a cool dude.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. That's going to be a great outlet. So some episodes coming soon. When can we anticipate the launch of it?
It should be probably later on this year. I gotta get a couple more things did, but yeah, later on this year.
Okay.
If you ever have any questions, feel free to ask. It's my sweet spot. I love talking about I've helped several people start their podcast, and I don't ask them for nothing. Just I don't mind helping. So if there's anything I can help you with, let me know.
Okay. Yeah, most definitely.
Because there's outlets out there like that you can, you know how you distribute your music through like TuneCore, DistroKid? Well, they have outlets for your podcast like that. So like my podcast, I distribute it through a company called Podbean. So all my interviews go up on iHeartRadio, Spotify podcast, Apple podcast, Samsung podcast. It hits about 15 different platforms. So it's not just maybe YouTube. You can have it distributed to all them platforms. So, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do to get it out there.
Okay.
100%. Yeah. What song in your catalog would you say right now defines you best as an artist?
Ooh, I got a lot of songs.
You got to skim through them.
I'm gonna go with the one I was telling you about, the single I'm gonna go with that Thumbin'.
Okay, Thumbin'.
I'm gonna go with that because gotta grind hard to get that money. So
I know that's right. Nah, facts. We gotta be like a Jamaican. We gotta have multiple hustles, right? My business partner is Jamaican, and he always says that, man, Jamaicans don't have one job. They got multiple jobs, you know?
You got to now.
So Thumbin', when is it going to be released?
It should be released sometime July.
In July. Okay, so right around the corner. It's right there.
Yeah,
okay.
right there.
What about you, fam? Like, what song would you say that you have, even if it's an unreleased song that will be coming soon like his?
It's funny because I just recorded a song it's a Southern Soul song called My Old Lady. And that song, I think that song is me because it kind of has taken me back to my gospel roots. So you'll actually get to hear me play piano and play organ and actually play a little bit of guitar on that record. So that one should be released. I wanted to actually release it maybe next weekend, but we'll see. So I'll say that just because I'm actually singing on it, I'm playing, and it's me. It's
and made a beat.
Yeah.
You actually created the entire song.
Yes, I created the entire song. I made the track, the record. I played the keys, the guitar, organ, drums, everything. Programmed everything.
You also audio engineer? Do the mixing and mastering portion?
Yes, I do that. I do that as well. Wow. But if it's like something real serious, like we did Rock and Roll Cowboy, we actually sent it to another person who was more professional. Because I'm, like I said, I'm not. I'm going off of things that I've learned from years and years back when I was making beats and recording back when I was in middle school, and then some a little bit in college as well.
We kind of know our limits.
Yeah. I know my limits.
And I'm like that too, because like with my interviews over there, I record and edit my interviews. But when it comes to like my mic drop performances, I know my limits. I hire someone to come in and do that, So there's nothing wrong with that because you want it to be as perfect as possible.
Exactly. Right.
Can you give us a snippet since you a singer? You can't come on here and tell me you can sing and not sing.
Well, the hook is as simple. It's just like, my old lady's driving me crazy, but I just can't leave her alone. That's a little bit of it.
Oh, it's that toxic type love.
Literally, the song is about a toxic couple. Basically, it's basically saying my girlfriend or my old lady is doing things that drive me crazy, but at the end of the day, she gonna put it on me, and I can't leave her alone. So that's basically what the song is about.
I love it because I feel like we've all been in those situations. You know what I'm saying? That toxic type situation. You're like, man, I know I shouldn't be here, but I can't leave.
Right.
That's super dope because I feel like that's going to be a song that everybody's going to resonate with, even if maybe they don't necessarily listen to your genre of music. Just the lyricism of it, people will relate to.
Yeah, it's gonna go crazy. My whole family is blowing my phone up. Man, you gotta perform this at the trail ride. I'm like, man, I don't know if it's ready yet. I don't know if it's gonna go along with what me and Don is doing, but constantly talking about the song, constantly blowing up. And I think I let Don, have you heard it? I let Don listen to it. And Don called me back, man, that's crazy. You made that? Yeah,
you made that beat. When you made the beat, I was like, man, you made that beat. Yeah.
So I've been getting a lot of positive feedback about it. So hopefully it'll do just as well as Rock and Roll Cowboy. So,
I'm sure that it will. So when you kind of get in your creative bag when it comes to the production side, how do you pick and choose which genre I'm going to create today?
Well, a lot of times with my creative process, what I do, I'll listen to other artists. Like I'll listen to like a lot of country music. Okay. And then I'll listen to the instrumentation. And I'll see, what instruments are they using? What type of drums? Do they have triangles? Do they have, vibraphones? Those type of things. And I'll just create a whole bunch of different tracks with the instruments that I hear in other music. Okay. And then I'll do my own thing with it. So that's kind of my creative process. And I've had some formal training on piano, and I took lessons from a guy, world-renowned musician. Shout out to Kelvin Broughton. Took lessons from him for about 4 years, and so that's kind of how I develop my creativity, and that's my whole creative process. So.
Super dope. And what about you, Don? Like when it comes to writing your music, do you put pen to paper? Are you coming up with it here and punching in, or do you approach it differently from hip hop versus country music?
With me, I used to put the pen to paper, but now we got the phone, so let's
keep it G. I'm typing voice to text. Talk to, I got you.
I usually just type it in my phone. Now sometimes I do have it in my head.
I got you.
And sometimes it come out better like coming off the top, but sometimes it sounds better reading it off the phone. So
probably depends on the vibe of the record, right?
Agreed.
It depends on the vibe of the record. What do you feel like has been the most out of box attempt that you've made? Is it been doing country music since you started doing music?
I would say yeah. I would say because it's out the box, and like when I did it, everybody was like, man, you make it country now. You know how that go. They was, you make it country now, and I'm like, yeah, man, this tight, So yeah, it'll probably be this. Mm-hmm.
Got you. What do you truly enjoying the most about your journey in music?
You know what? To be honest, I just love music. Yeah. Period. I was telling him, I have to have music with everything I do. I wake up, I have to have music. Yeah. Go to work, I have to have music. Yep. Anything I do, I just love music, period. So I just enjoy it all, just to be honest.
It makes life easier, doesn't it? Because it's truly like a form of therapy.
It is. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Period, 100%. Yep. And I want to just briefly touch on that. Do you feel like the creative process, you recording, you writing, everything that you do is kind of like that therapy for you?
Yeah, it really is. Because with music, like you said, it's real therapeutic. So when I'm recording, I'm in my own zone. When I'm dropping music, I just like doing it. Like a lot of people be like, man, that's you. Like yeah, because when you record, you tap into a whole nother zone.
100%. That is dope. What about you? Is it like therapeutic for you as well?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. You can't do anything without music. I had a teacher, the late great Robert Smith at Troy University. He told us, he said, music has always been here. It was here before I got here. It's gonna be here after I leave, and it's gonna be here after you guys leave. And so, like I said, wake up in the morning, get ready for work, gotta have something playing while I'm ironing, and also on the way to work. So music is definitely therapeutic. When I'm in the shower now, I stick my phone on the side of it. I got this little thing, and just stick it in there, and I'm trying to get the right songs and the right playlist before I take a shower. I can't take a shower in silence now, because I've gotten so used to having music in the bathroom,
having something there.
I can't do it. I can't do nothing without it. I have to have it for absolutely everything.
Yeah, man.
Well, let me ask you this: being that you're kind of genre bending per se, how do you stay true to who you are with diving into multiple genres of music?
Right now, that's really what I'm focused on right now, because like I was telling you, like this rap and this country, I'm really just trying to find the like in between.
I got you.
I'm really trying to still do the rap and the country, but I'm still trying to be myself at the same time.
Right.
So right now, that's really what I'm focused on. I'm gonna eventually just get in the middle with
Yeah.
But right now,
It's like a work in progress.
Yeah, it's still just a work in progress. Yep.
Listen, and we should always be a work in progress. I feel like the day that we stop working on ourselves, we should just throw in the towel.
Right.
We should always want to work on ourselves. And same thing for you. Do you feel like that, it's always kind of a work in progress for you?
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
stay true to yourself?
Yeah, it is. Like I said, going back into music production, I'm always like being pulled. Like, should I do this or should I do that? So yeah, I'm trying to find myself really and what I want to be, and moving forward. Because I listen to a lot of. But I'll say this: it's good to explore everything, because you can always pull, as a producer, you can always pull bits and pieces of R&B and mix it with some country, or bits and pieces of hip hop and mix it with rock and roll or something like that.
Sampling
Exactly, sampling too. So it's always good to be flexible as a producer. So I think it's good to actually try different things, because you never know what you're going to come up with. You might invent something totally new that hasn't even been created yet.
That is facts. You could create your whole new genre or
Right,
something like that.
yep.
Definitely. Dawn, would you look back over the years that you've been doing this, right? Just kind of scale back to however long it's been. Has your definition of success changed, of what you would consider success for yourself versus when you first started?
With me, with that, long as I'm happy making the music and putting out good music, I know everybody's not gonna like your music, but that would be to me and my terms, that would be my success.
Okay.
Like, putting out good music that I like, so. Has
it always been that though? Like, cause some artists, let's be real, they start out thinking money, women, that's success to them. You know what I'm saying? When it's not.
It's not.
So with you putting out good music, that's always been kind of your definition of success?
Yeah, I always try to stay like true with that. Like, I do understand, like you said, other musicians or rappers, they want that other stuff. But to me, it's always been
the
just
glitz and glamour.
It always been just putting out like that good music, people, that people feel and people rock with. So
yeah.
How would you define it, Randy, the success for you?
Success for me, it's kind of hard for me to say, because I've always, like, as a church musician, as a pianist, I've always been front center. You know what I'm saying? And me getting back into music production and making beats and stuff after not have doing it for 10 years or so, it's just something that I love to do. Like, I don't even really think about success. Like, I can't even believe like we're doing this interview. I can't believe we got 10,000 views almost on a song that I created. I can't even believe it. So it's just a new ride for me. So I don't even I can't even say that I have a barometer for success, but it'd be nice to get a couple more chains.
I know that's right.
Get a car, have some nice women around here and there.
Yeah.
have
living your best life.
Some room candy, come in, hang out with you a little bit.
Listen, living your best life. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Life, and I think those type of people who just do music just for the love of it, and who actually really just grind it out. Why are you doing all of this, man? I just live it. I can't stop. Those are the people who are going to be most successful, not the ones who are chasing after money and chasing after women and cars and stuff like that.
That is facts, because my business partner, I know I reference him a lot, but he's like my OG. He's been doing this for over 30 years.
Okay.
And something he told me early on, he said, if you get into this music industry for the money, you're going to be disappointed, because the money's not always there.
Yeah.
But if you get into it for the love of it, the money will come.
Right. Exactly.
So like you said, if you're chasing it because you love it, you're going to be more successful.
Yeah.
Because people will go broke trying to look like they got money.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And again, as a church musician, I've always had women coming up to me
Well, you're a handsome guy.
I had a lady come up and kiss me on my neck one time, and I was like, what?
In church?
Yeah, in church. Older lady too. She was I had to been like maybe 23.
Don't get in trouble now.
No, I ain't gonna put no names out there, but
Right.
yeah, I was maybe about 23 or so playing at the church, and after church, this lady walked up, just kissed me on the back of my neck, and I was like,
She was a cougar.
what in the world? But
That is so
I've
funny.
always had like attention on me, but it's never been something that's fazed me like I'm looking for. It's just
Understood.
You know what I'm saying?
You know how to handle it the
Yeah,
right
I know
way.
how to handle it. Yeah.
Understood, definitely. So let's talk a little bit about this record that we have today. Is this so? Both you guys are on the song?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all right, definitely. So it's called Rock and Roll Cowboys. So
Yep.
you guys are the Rock and Roll Cowboys.
Yeah.
You produced it.
Yeah.
Who came up with the concept or the idea for the song, or was it kind of effort coming from both?
Well, I'll say this. So it kind of started with me when Don reached out to me. I said, Don, let's do something together. And I was like, okay. And I noticed that this trail rap music was taking off.
Yes.
And so as I'm making, I sit down to put the beat together, I come across some guitar loops. And I'm like, man, that sounds kind of good. I was like, let me see what I can do with this guitar loop.
Yeah.
So I took a guitar loop, and then I just threw it in. And then I pulled up a guitar instrument, and I started, banging out on the keys, a little guitar melody. And just literally, I was really I wasn't even trying to be serious. I was just practicing, because sometimes as a producer, you're just trying to, you kind of practice making
Sure.
beats.
Yeah,
And it
makes
just
sense.
started falling together. It started calling together. I called Don. I said, Don. I said, man.
What did you think about it when you heard it?
Something, man.
Man, when he sent me the beat, I was like, the beat hard. But I told him, I said, man, I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it was stepping out of my comfort zone. But
It was kind of that creative risk that we
Yeah.
were talking about earlier.
but, man.
Yeah.
And I started listening to it. Like I told him, the words just came to me.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was pretty much
On
over
and
with.
popping.
Yep.
That is super dope. Well, it's a great record, by the way.
Thank you.
I was just like, again, it's kind of, when I heard the song, I was like, okay, I can't wait to sit down and do this conversation because it's like, again, it's kind of like that breath of fresh air.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. What type of feedback you been getting on this particular record?
Whew. Man,
They running it up, huh?
It's been going crazy.
Crazy.
Everybody like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I told Randy, I was like, man, it's gonna be good. I told him that,
Yeah.
but I didn't know it was gonna be like. I didn't.
It's crazy because the thing, like we released this song 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And there's a guy in our hometown, Hal, the guy that's doing the trail rides and stuff. And Hal heard the song. He was like, "Oh my God, this is a banger!" And so he reached out to us. And you got to think, like, sometimes it's like 2,000 and 3,000 people that comes to this trail ride.
Wow.
So for him to reach out to us and
So
say,
humbling.
yeah. So I'm like, what? So yeah, for him to reach out to us and to ask us to perform, it's a big deal. Because I would have never even thought that this song would have, took us here. So
That is amazing.
And that-
Congratulations.
And that's like his first video. Like I was telling him, I was
Very
like, man,
first
you know how-
video.
like, bro, you know how like.
It's only up from here.
Yeah, like that's, man. We got another country song we working on too.
oh yeah,
Man, called Saddle Up.
Saddle Up.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a good country record.
Man,
for sure.
Yeah.
So, Diesel Don, anybody that wants to follow you on your socials, where's the best place for them to keep up with you?
You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram. My Instagram is Don Diesel 911. My Facebook, you can follow me on there, Donald Lewis. And my Snap, Don Lewis 74. Yeah, you can follow me on all of them.
Got you. Rockstar Randy?
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram. I got a new YouTube page up. My YouTube is Rockstar Randy. My Instagram is @intellectual_guy. I'm still working on getting all my artist stuff together. Like I said, I'm just now getting back on the scene, but all of that will be done by the end of this month for sure. And everything will be Rockstar Randy for sure. And you can find all that on my Instagram @intellectual_guy.
Got you. And while we're with you over here, who do you want to give thanks to that's been just supporting you and loving you through your journey?
First of all, I got to give thanks to God, number one. Secondly, my mom, who saw that I, had a interest in music as a child, and she, got me enrolled in piano lessons at an early age. So I got some formal training, and just my family really, who has been really pushing me with this music stuff. And I can't forget my homeboy AJ Jones. If it wasn't for AJ, I don't even know if I would be doing music now, because he was the one that kind of creatively sparked me to get back into music. Because after I moved from Birmingham, after I graduated from Troy University, and I moved away and started working, I just,
Understood.
I was still a church musician, but I wasn't doing music anymore like that. So when I heard him recording, I was like, man, let me try this again.
I miss it, right?
I miss it. So if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't even be doing this. So,
I know that's right. What about you, Don? Who do you want to give thanks to and show some love to for supporting you?
Like I said, big shouts out to God. Want to give shouts out to my mom, both of my sisters, Erica, Monica, my niece, my whole town, man. You follow, just stand up, man. I want to give all y'all a shouts out,
for
man.
Sure, 100%.
All my hood, Western Heights, man. Hey, I just, big shouts out to y'all, man, for believing in us. Hey, we ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep pushing, man. Stay positive and pray it up.
That's right.
That's it.
Well, we got the record here ready to go, loaded up. If you guys could both give me that dope introduction for it. Introduce it. Either one of you.
I don't even know what to say. Well, hey, it's Rock and Roll Cowboy by Rockstar Randy and Diesel Don, produced by myself, Rockstar Randy, written by myself, Rockstar Randy, and Diesel Don.
That was perfect. Y'all stay tuned for it.
Come and see what all the hype is about. Tune in to The Hype 87.3.
We some rock and roll cowboys. Cowgirls, where they at? This how we do it down south. Hey Don, yo, let them know. Cowboy, yo, send me this sign. Goddamn, in the club, man, we going ham. We got a bottle of beers and all the pretty ladies, they dancing all over the stand. She got the lashes spinning and twirling around in a circle like it was a fan. This ain't no movie, no Best Western, got no stairs on deck, man, it's just for the fam. Like, run, back, side, little baby got no cow.